Welcome back to Talk of the Town. With me now is Kamaloni Chisholm, and she is also known as the author Kay Senay, and we're going to talk a little bit about her writing and her book today. So thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
It's very nice to meet you. So let's talk about how you got started in writing and what inspired you to start writing.
Okay, well, when I was 16, a teacher, she gave us a topic to write about, and so I wrote about the topic, and then we had to present it in front of the class. And so my classmates, they wanted me to keep writing, so I just kept writing. And it was one particular student, she was like, well, if you don't write a story, then I'm not going to talk to you today. So I had to write a story every day in order to talk to her. And I finished my book, but I never published it. And then 8 years later, Facebook started a short story challenge.
Okay.
So I did it on Facebook, and then
So you're back to writing, and and people wanted more.
Yeah, and so I just was writing ever since then.
That's incredible. What a great story. Obviously, you have a talent for it that people really enjoy.
I know, right?
So who would you say your audience is with this book? And do you think that there are going to be more books for different audiences in the future?
For this book, my audience, I think it's a variety of people. From young to old to middle age, because the topic in the book, everybody have a soft spot for that topic.
Right.
And I plan on writing children's books, gospel books. I also want to write a gospel play. Okay. And maybe I want to try a horror story.
Well, okay, why not? It sounds like you have a lot of creative ideas in your head, so who knows what's going to happen next. So tell us a little bit about this book specifically, which is Protect Our Babies. How did you decide to write that to start with? And then tell us about the book itself.
Protect Our Baby is more it's based on child molestation. Mm-hmm. It's a topic that I feel that gets pushed under the rug a lot with many families, all the communities. Right. So it's focused on child molestation and how it really affects a child, their behavior, it's just how it really affects them in a way that we may not know, but they know, and then we may think they're crazy or something when they're really not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a hard topic for sure, and there's a lot of facets that go into it, and obviously there are a lot of feelings around it, and there's a lot of stigma around it, so people don't talk about it a lot. So I think bringing it to light and giving it a voice is obviously important and something that you're doing. So thank you for that. How did you choose this topic to make this your first book?
Because it's not actually my first book. It's my fourth book.
Fourth book, sorry.
But
that's just the one we're talking about today.
Yeah, that book is just I don't know, I have a lot of people who have went through child molestation. Okay. And they feel they want to talk about it, but then they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to get judged or they feel some type of way because of what another person might think of them. So that's why I just feel I just wanted to
So you're kind of giving them a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you go about getting published?
Well, I actually went through Amazon. Okay. Which is easy. It's more convenient for everybody. Yeah. So I just went through Amazon and did it.
And so can we find is that where we find your book too?
It's on Amazon. Yes, ma'am.
And so as you sit down to start writing something, do you have an outline that you go through? Do you just let your thoughts flow freely? How do you approach that?
I just go with the flow. If I hear a song, I'll write to it. If it catches my attention, I'll write to it. If I see a picture, I'll write to it. I just let everything go with the flow. I don't have an outline. Okay. And I can't stick to one story, so I'm writing this story one day, another story another day. So yeah.
So you've got multiple things going on all at the same time.
Yes.
Wow. Like I said before, there's a lot going on in your head. You've got a lot of ideas up there. And so thank you to the teacher, right, that started this whole process. And do you think that this is something you're going to continue forever and ever? Is this kind of what you want to make your career?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being with us today. Fascinating stuff. And make sure that you're checking out Protect Our Babies on Amazon. And thank you so much, Kamaloni.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And we'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.